Latina Channel 1. My name is Kimberly Alvarez, and I'm going to talk to you guys about the chaos in the street of Los Angeles. There has been many injustices committed against the immigrant community in the Zoot Suit riots and after the death of Jose Diaz, who was discovered on the floor beaten and stabbed following a fight at a party near the Sleepy Lagoon Reservoir in Los Angeles. Following this came the arrest of 600 Mexican Americans. Today, Henry Reina and 21 young Mexicans stood trial for Diaz's murder. This will be the largest mass murder trial in California's history. The mother of the accused faced difficulties in facing their children. Many mothers do not speak English and require interpreters to understand the court proceedings. Moreover, a considerable number of the accused minors. Mothers of Mexican Americans complain that the police do not allow them to look clean, get a haircut, or change their clothes, with the clear intention of creating an image of recklessness in the audience. The accused youth characters were portrayed negatively. Numerous figures from the film industry, such as the legendary Orson Welles and the iconic Rita Hayworth, have publicly expressed their support towards the young individuals, which has caused considerable commotion in recent times. These celebrities are committed to helping the families adversely affected by these allegations. Their support has provided hope for those unfairly targeted and inspire others to speak out against such injustice practices. I'm going to pass it on to Edgardo to hear a little bit more about what is going on.
In recent times, the city of Los Angeles has been the site of a series of atrocious acts against the Mexican community, which have left us feeling ashamed and saddened. Antena Latina Channel 1 would like to express solidarity with the mothers and teenagers who have been arrested, and we join their call for justice. It is a well-known fact that the Mexican people have been constantly harassed and segregated by American society. They have been subjected to discrimination, racism, and violence for decades, and the situation has only worsened over time. Unfortunately, young Mexicans who are trying to strengthen their cultural identity by wearing a suit have been labeled as criminals. The suit is a style of clothing that is a symbol of resistance against discrimination and oppression. We believe that it's time for American society to recognize the cultural diversity of its population and respect the rights of all individuals, regardless of their race, ethnicity, or cultural background. We stand with the Mexican community and demand justice for all those who have been wronged, arrested. Thank you, Kimberly, and go back with you.
Thank you, Edgardo, for the deeper insight of what's going on. We want to hear a little bit more of what the public has to say, so I'm going to pass it to Giselle, who is in the streets of Los Angeles in the middle of the chaos.
Good afternoon. Here with us in East Los Angeles, we have a concerned mother, Miss Reina. Miss Reina, as a mother, how has the trial and events leading up to it affected your community?
Thank you for having me. The trial has had a really profound impact on our community. We have already been dealing with a lot of prejudice and discrimination since before, and this trial has only made things worse. My children and their friends are being labeled as gang members just because they wear zoot suits. It's unfair and it makes them targets for both law enforcement and public ridicule. I don't understand why them dressing freely in their zoot suits, which makes them happy and comfortable, is something that can be used against them. It's really unfair, and I think that my child Henry needs to be let out, as well as the rest of the children that are in there that are just plainly in there because the police decided that they wanted to arrest thousands of Mexicans and make them make them the people accused of the crime that they didn't do. I don't understand. It's unfair.
Mr. Smith, do you think that the zoot suit culture is inherently linked to criminal activity?
Well, a tricky question, but let me tell you, we need those wood for our army. We are going to war. So it's a law. I think I'm not sure, but it's a law that said that nobody can use that kind of clothing. Because we need all that we need is for the army. So they are using for a suit and for go to dance. So where is the patriotic stuff? I have to go to play golf.
As we can see, there are a lot of mixed opinions out in the streets of Los Angeles. We're going to take a quick little break with Brenda, who's going to be talking about the Zoot Suits, and we'll get right back to you guys.
On other news, the latest fashion statement in the city of Los Angeles, zoot suits. Zoot suits were created to be able to dance on the dance floor because of its high waist, wide legged, and tight cuffed trousers, added with a long coat that had wide labels and padded shoulders. The zoot suits were also accessorized with long chains and a black tandoed hat or with a fedora. The zoot have been mainly worn by African Americans in Harlem and were quickly embraced by Mexican Americans, Filipinos, as well as Japanese American men. The zoot suits alone are a great fashion statement, but they have been seen as unpatriotic, wasteful because of the amount of fabric that goes into creating them due to the current war where clothing should be limited and regulated. Mexican American youths continue to wear zoot suits, which is why sailors and policemen saw that they were publicly ignoring the rationing regulations, which is seen as disrespectful. As seen in the riots, the topic of this fashion statement can also relate to racism because of the sailors that have been targeting young Mexican American uh, by chasing them, beating them, stripping them, and burning their suit outfits. Since sailors and policemen have been seen mainly Mexican Americans wearing the suits, they have been seen as slackers, hoodlums, and pachucos.
Welcome back to Antena Latina Channel 1. Thank you, Brenda, for giving us a little bit more insight about the suits that started these riots. I'm going to pass it over to Jesus so he could give us more of the public's opinion.
Thank you so much, Kimberly, for all the information. And now we will be reading some letters that some of our viewers have sent to us. Lupe, the youngest sibling of Henry, sent to us a letter claiming that her brother is innocent and he shouldn't be arrested. She said that Henry and the boys are victims of racism and stereotypes. She emphasizes that that's why the police is incriminating them without any evidence to prove that they killed Jose Diaz. Lupe said, "Thank you so much, Antena Latina, for helping us to spread my brother's case. My family and I have been going through a hard moment because my brother have been incriminated in the murder of Jose Diaz, and his friends are just being incriminated because they are Chicanos. They are victims of discrimination and stereotypes because there's not evidence to prove that my brother killed Jose Diaz. I really hope that more people will support us in court to get justice for my brother, but so the real culprits pay for the murder of Jose Diaz. My Latin people, I ask you for help to spread this case so that the true culprit does not go unpunished. As we can see, opinions are divided because some people think that Henry and the boys should stay in prison because they are not good for the American society, and people from the Latin community claim that there is no evidence to prove that they murdered Jose Diaz. The question is, are we going to let the hate, racism, and stereotypes win over justice? John Smith from Los Angeles also sent to us a letter, and he said, Antena Latina, what kind of name is that for news in America? We are not in Mexico, we are in America. First of all, I want to say that I'm really happy that Henry and the boys have a possibility to be found guilty of the assassinate of Jose Diaz. It's funny how Mexicans are killing each other. That's why they are stupid and with no hopes to have a better future because instead of supporting each other in education, they decide to kill people from the same race. I hope they stay in jail for the whole life so they know how valuable are Americans' life. I don't know why these Mexicans think that they can come to America and destroy what we have built. Mexicans should go back to their country because here in America we will never accept them as part of our society. And that's how we can make America great again. Well, we can see that John Smith is clearly supporting the court and society, claiming that Henry and his friends should be guilty of the murder of Jose Diaz. He also emphasizes that Mexicans don't belong to America, but there's some controversial because the police department haven't found any evidence to prove that Henry is guilty of the murder of Jose Diaz. Do they think that Latinos are taking their jobs? In this new station, we support Henry's release from prison and second look at the evidence to determine is he guilty or not. Furthermore, we believe he is innocent and something else is in play. And now we're going back to Kimberly for more information.
Wow, thank you for that, Jesus. That is quite interesting. People have some strong opinions. Here at Antena Latina, we want justice for the innocent boys who were wrongfully convicted based on bias and hatred towards the Mexican American youth. We hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day and stay safe out there in the streets of Los Angeles. We hope there is a brighter future ahead and that the hatred against Mexicans is no longer around. Thank you for tuning in to Antena Latina Channel 1.